Live, the morning show from CBS Local 2.
Good morning. Today is Thursday, February 21st. I'm Tom Tucker.
Good morning. I'm Jennifer Daniels. And let's begin with a quick look at the top stories making headlines this morning. Funeral services for San Bernardino County Sheriff's Detective Jeremiah McKay are planned for today. They begin at 11 this morning at the San Manuel Amphitheater in San Bernardino. Sheriff's officials say McKay was killed last week during a gunfight with fugitive Christopher Dorner at Big Bear.
The city of Beaumont plans to honor the other law enforcement officer investigators say was killed by Dorner. City leaders in Beaumont plan to build a memorial which will bear the name of fallen Riverside officer Michael Crane. Now, Crane worked in Riverside but lived in Beaumont. The city is selling commemorative coins and engraved bricks to help raise money for the project.
And two local families are taking the Desert Sands Unified School District to court, claiming school leaders did not do enough to protect their children. Now, this comes after police arrested a fourth grade teacher last summer, accused of molesting at least one of his students. The family's attorney says the district failed to protect its students. We'll have more on all of these stories coming up throughout the hour.
Well, it appears things are clearing up in our neck of the woods weather-wise. Here's Carlene to tell us about it. Good morning, Carlene.
Good morning. Mostly clear skies outside, and as we get into today, that will be the case. We'll have some clouds lingering over the mountains, though. So for today, plenty of sunshine in the works into the afternoon hours, but still holding on to some very cool temperatures. Right now, taking a look throughout the nation, Minneapolis at 9 degrees. That's crazy cold. Okay, as we go into Denver, 12 degrees is the current temperature. Miami at 70, also in San Antonio, and hitting some 40s in the west as we hit 40 degrees right now in Phoenix, 45 degrees a little bit closer to home in Palm Springs. Taking a look at your forecast for Palm Springs today, 65 degrees will be the high. That's a slight warm up from yesterday. We'll still have some clouds lingering over the mountains, but mostly clear over our desert. Also some lighter winds. So we'll take a look at what you can expect in your complete forecast for today, all the way into the evening, as well as your 7-day coming up.
We have a reminder for you this morning about some planned construction on Interstate 10 that continues tonight. Crews will shut down the westbound side of the freeway overnight at the Date Palm exit. The closure begins at 8 o'clock tonight with the lanes reopening around 4 tomorrow morning. Now, crews did the same thing for the eastbound side last night. Also, the Date Palm overpass will also be closed from 5 o'clock tonight until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. The Highway Patrol recommends that you avoid the area if you can. If you don't, you can expect delays.
Looking for work? Well, you may want to consider heading to Cathedral City for a job fair today. Chico's Ladies Fashions is looking to hire multiple salespeople for their stores in Palm Springs and Palm Desert. Cathedral City and Desert Springs Chamber of Commerce are sponsoring today's hiring event. It begins at 9 this morning at the Cathedral City Chamber office. Now that's off Palm Canyon near Cathedral City Hall. The job fair goes until 1 this afternoon. Organizers say applicants should bring a resume and be ready for an on-the-spot interview.
Well, speaking of jobs, nearly 1 million Americans could soon be out of a job or see their pay cut if lawmakers on Capitol Hill don't act fast.
More than $1 trillion in budget cuts kicks in next week, and those cuts would hit the Defense Department the hardest.
As Susan McGinnis reports, President Obama is urging Congress to stop the so-called sequester from taking a toll on the nation's economy.
Defense Department workers got sobering news Wednesday. Most of them will take a big pay cut unless something is done to avoid the deep budget cuts known as the sequester.
If furloughs are enacted, civilians will experience a 20% decrease in their pay between late April and September.
Robert Hale, the Pentagon's chief budget officer, says the furloughs will save the government $4 to $5 billion. But President Obama says the cuts should be made elsewhere.
There's no reason they should be furloughed. There's no reason they should lose their job or be laid off. This is a problem that Congress can solve.
President Obama is trying to pin the blame for this last-minute budget crisis on Congress. And with both chambers on recess this week, he has the stage here in Washington all to himself.
I'm hoping that while they're back home, they're hearing it from their constituents so that when they get back here, they're ready to do some work and we can avoid these automatic spending cuts.
But congressmen back home may not be getting the earful the president's hoping for. While nearly half of Americans want the cuts avoided, a substantial 40% would let them happen. And some on Capitol Hill agree with the 40%.
Not only should the sequester stand, many pundits say the sequester's far short.
If the cuts do kick in, that same poll shows more people would blame Republicans in Congress than the president. Susan McGinnis, CBS News, Washington.
Jesse Jackson Jr. could spend up to 5 years behind bars after pleading guilty to misusing campaign funds. The former Illinois congressman admitted in court yesterday that he spent up to $750,000 of campaign donations for personal items. He says it included a Rolex watch, fur coats, and furniture for his home. Jackson's wife also pleaded guilty to filing false income tax returns. She faces a maximum 3-year prison sentence.
Final arguments are underway this morning in the bail hearing for Olympic track star Oscar Pistorius. He faces premeditated murder charges in the death of his girlfriend. Pistorius has admitted to shooting her, but says he thought she was a burglar. His attorneys are trying to have the charges against him lowered so he can be released from prison on bail. And in a surprise twist in the case, we have learned that the lead investigator faces attempted murder charges for shooting at a bus last May. Some are calling for that investigator in the case to be replaced.
You know, that's just becoming a soap opera in itself, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's
Apparently,
sensational.
Investigators were, a group of officers were driving drunk on top of it. So it's unbelievable. We'll be watching that one unfold. Well, an overnight standoff with a man accused of shooting 2 sheriff's deputies.
Coming up this morning, what led to the tense situation in the Southland and how it finally all came to an end.
Plus, what the Highway Patrol says gets part of the blame for causing a string of car crashes west of the valley.
And our taste of winter is pretty much over for now, but that same storm system is moving eastward and could now cause trouble for millions of Americans.
Welcome back. A standoff between a SWAT team and a man accused of shooting 2 sheriff's deputies in San Diego County is over this morning. Investigators say the deputies were trying to detain a suspected car thief yesterday afternoon in Encinitas when the man shot at them, they say. One deputy was hit in the leg. A bullet grazed the head of the other deputy. Deputies say the suspect then barricaded himself in a nearby home and threatened to shoot anyone trying to enter. The standoff came to an end after authorities say the man shot and killed himself. The 2 deputies shot are expected to recover. Wow, the Highway Patrol says icy and wet conditions on Interstate 15 were factors. Oh my. In an 8-car pileup through the Cajon Pass, and here you see the crashes, some of the crashes as they were happening. Officers say the mess forced drivers to go even slower through the area. Good thinking. Fortunately, the people involved in the crashes suffered only minor injuries. Kind of compelling footage there, huh? Oh my goodness, I hate that sound. Yep. I remember growing up in the Midwest and hearing it all the time on this kind of weather. Yep, you got that right. All right, well, the snow and ice on Southland roadways will soon disappear with warmer temperatures on tap, thankfully, but the storm system that just passed through our region, that's now heading eastward. It is, and Ed Payne takes a look at how people in 18 states are preparing for this latest winter blast.
This is southern Arizona, as the massive winter snowstorm started gearing up, coating the cactus and palm trees with snow and sleet. One woman says her daughter came to the state for a vacation.
I have my daughter here from Maine, and she came for sun, and so I'm disappointed for that reason.
The snow has gotten even heavier.
The storm halted play at WGC Match Play Championship, turning the course at Dove Mountain into a snowy plain. Snow began piling up in Kansas Wednesday afternoon. Crews plowed and treated roads, but roads were still slick and dangerous.
I want to urge everybody, really, if you don't have to travel, please don't travel. You could get up to 20 inches of snow on some of the I-70 corridor, and that just really makes traveling very, very hazardous. Just wisest, just don't go.
Heavy snow is forecast from Colorado to Indiana.
You
In Nebraska, airport officials are waiting with snow brooms to clear runways and the tarmac. Still others say they're glad they made it out of town early.
We're thinking, thank God we made our plans to get the heck out of here.
I'm Ed Payne reporting.
Well, it certainly looks like the Midwest getting bombed there, and fortunately,
boy.
we don't have to shovel it ourselves, right?
No, we don't have to do that. But boy, Carlene, that was fun for us weather folk to see the snow in the desert, wasn't it?
Definitely quite a different scene, especially for Tucson. And even in the Phoenix area, I had some friends and family telling me they got some snow. Even hail yesterday moved in. So that storm system is moving towards the east. And as for us, we just have snow-capped mountains to take a nice little glance at as we go into today. Taking a look at what you can expect in the week ahead. A warming trend is on the way. More details are coming up here.
Well, Carlene, the snow at the lower elevations and the hills around us yesterday morning certainly was beautiful while it lasted.
Yes, and that storm system was fairly quick, moved in fairly quick as we went into yesterday. You can see people playing with some snow in the high desert areas, definitely with that snow level getting down to about 2,000 feet, so very low. This is Yucca Valley. People actually scraping snow off their car. I love to see that. And then we have those beautiful snow-capped mountains. And well, it's sticking around, but the thing is we're going to warm up next couple days, so it's going to start to actually dissipate. As we get into today, we still have some clouds lingering over the Big Bear area. We have the clouds that will continue to push through, but for the most part along the valley floor, mostly clear skies for today. Taking a look at your chilly temperatures outside, start off the morning on 39 degrees right now in the high desert, in 29 Palms, 45 degrees in Palm Springs, and 50 in Thermal. Currently, wind speeds are under 10 miles per hour from the high desert down towards the Salton Sea. Taking a look at what you can expect, that storm system has moved, but still that wraparound moisture with it is continuing to push through. So we saw a story earlier where most of the states are bracing themselves because this dumped a whole lot of snow, not just in Phoenix, actually snow in Phoenix as well as hail. Tucson got a dose of this as well. But the area of low pressure has moved out and high pressure will continue to build in. So we're actually going to have clear skies, but the thing is still holding on to the coolness from that area of low pressure. So as it does move out, especially with mostly clear skies, and we're talking about most of that heat escaping in the evening hours, very chilly nights are ahead of us, but warming trend for our daytime highs. Taking a look at what you can expect with the wind conditions, are actually going to calm down. So not too bad as we go into the next couple days into your weekend forecast. And taking a look at what you can expect for highs today, 65 degrees in Palm Springs at 2 p.m., 62 in Desert Hot Springs. So pretty nice out there as we hit some warmer temperatures than yesterday. 68 degrees in Indio. Taking a look at your 7-day planning forecast, your weekend's always in view. We're hitting those 70s by the weekend and double 7 by Wednesday.
So you were thinking you'd put off filling up the gas tank another day.
Yep.
Guess what? It's going to cost you more, a little bit more at the gas pumps today. Gas prices haven't stopped rising. They're up another penny overnight. The average price here in Riverside County is now $4.27 a gallon. Not too surprising that they continue to rise the prices. Let's try and save you some money now with the lowest price available here in the desert, at least according to Gas Buddy. How about $4.04 a gallon at the Arco on Palm and Flora Drives and Desert Hot Springs. So drive all the way over there to save a couple extra pennies. Oh, it depends. If you're there already, well, if you're there, yeah, it works for you if you're there, for those people there. You can always find the lowest prices around the valley on our website. Log on to cbslocal2.com and click on the gas tracker. All right, the La Quinta girls basketball team takes the hard court in CIF playoff action. And golfers from two Southland University teams are atop the leaderboard at PGA West in La Quinta. Sports is next. And coming up after sports, find out why this pint-sized pug is being hailed as a four-legged hero.
Early risers CIF playoff basketball hit the Sweet 16 in La Quinta last night. The number 11 Lady Blackhawks playing in a very tough Division 1A and hosting third-seeded Vista Marietta. Hoop it up in the desert. Haley Nuno and LQ entered with a record of 23-5. The visiting Broncos identical, 23-5. Vista Marietta built a quick lead early. Latasi Craven's quick move and the hoop. The Broncos also have a very talented forward, Jalen Brown, with the left hand. Flexing their muscle inside were the visitors, but give La Quinta credit. They counterpunched after getting down early. Haley Nuno for three. LQ trailed by just 3 at half. Then the fourth quarter, solid defense by Nuno and the pass ahead to Kendall Scott for a layup. But the Broncos ranked third for a reason. They play very physical and have obvious size advantages. Good fight for the Blackhawks, but they bow out 75-50. Vista Marietta wins.
Very happy with their performance, and obviously would love to have the W. Very proud of how they responded, after getting punched in the first half there, and coming back and getting the tie. So all in all, not disappointed in the loss, but not disappointed in how we responded and the year that we had.
A great season for La Quinta. Top-level collegiate golf on display in the final round of the Prestige at PGA West. 15 major programs competed in La Quinta at the Greg Norman course, and yesterday they handed out the hardware. The Washington Huskies jumped out to a lead on Wednesday, hoping to hold on. Let's go to number 18 up first, Oklahoma State's Taylor Gooch. The guy throwing darts at the flagstick. Look at this shot. Oh yeah, that would lead to a par. The Cowboys finished in the top 6 in the team competition. As for the aforementioned Washington Huskies, they needed this par to remain in a tie for first, and Trevor Simsby delivers. One of the best shots of the day came from a Stanford player, Shane LeBeau, chipping below the green on 18. Watch this. Just about holes it. Oh, all smiles after a great shot. His teammate Dominic Franks finished out with a nice par putt as well, but it was Stanford's Pac-12 rivals, Washington and USC, taking home the shared title.
Well, they say tying is like kissing your sister, but there's a lot of people that don't think kissing their sister would be that bad. But it's hard to know how to feel, really. It felt like we had this one in the bag, and so you feel like you lost. But the fact is, nobody beat us. We tied for first, and we're still champions. And I'm really proud of the guys. There's a lot of great teams here, and so to finish first and have nobody beat us is a great tournament for us.
Looking at the final team scores, the Huskies and Trojans tied with a combined score of 1 under par. UCLA had the lead entering yesterday. The Bruins finished in a tie with Texas Tech for third at 4 over par. Stanford, Oklahoma State round out the top 6. And on the individual side, Pedro Figueiredo of UCLA wins the honors with a 3-day total of 8 under par, 5 shots better than the rest. That's getting it done. Finally, Lakers beat the Celtics by 14 on a night they honored Dr. Jerry Buss. Stay with us for more on CBS Local 2.
All right, your chance to get beautified and slimified in today's desert deal of the day. How about 3 lipo laser and 1 contour body wrap at the Synergy Wellness Clinic and Rejuvenation Spa in Palm Desert? Normally $597. You can get it for just $97.
That's big savings. To get this deal, go to desertrealdeals.com, buy the coupon, print it out, and take it with you.
All right, man's best friend comes to the rescue for 2 people up in Sacramento.
This 3-year-old pug can apparently sense danger. A fire broke out inside his home, and he alerted the people dog-sitting him to get out.
Yeah, the people say within moments of getting the signal from the super pug, the smoke alarm then went off.
They know when something's wrong, and they refuse to give up. In my opinion, I think God made animals for more than just one reason.
Firefighters responded and knocked down the flames. No one was hurt, thanks in part to this hero doggy.
Way to go, Super Pug. All right, a homeowners association meeting here in the desert turns into a wild brawl.
Pushing, punching, and even chair throwing. Coming up, what led up to the all-out brawl at one of the Valley's country clubs.
That and another look at your top stories coming up.
Live, the morning show from CBS Local 2.
It is 1:30 on this Thursday. Good morning. I'm Jennifer Daniels.
And I'm Tom Tucker. Great to have you with us. Time now for another look at your top headlines this morning. Funeral services are planned for today for San Bernardino County Sheriff's Detective Jeremiah McKay.
They begin at 11 this morning at the San Manuel Amphitheater in San Bernardino. Sheriff's officials say McKay was killed last week during a gunfight with fugitive Christopher Dorner near Big Bear.
Now, hundreds of people attended a candlelight vigil Tuesday night in Yucaipa to honor Detective McKay. The 35-year-old leaves behind his wife and 2 young children.
The city of Beaumont plans to honor the other law enforcement officer whom investigators say was killed by Christopher Dorner. City leaders plan to create a memorial which will bear the name of fallen Riverside officer Michael Crane.
Now, Crane worked in Riverside but lived in Beaumont. The city officials there, they say they're building the tribute at their civic center to honor the memory of fallen officers and firefighters from their town.
To see the support that we get from our community for the Public Safety Memorial is not surprising to me, but it's comforting that I work in a city that does support their public safety the way they do.
The city of Beaumont is selling commemorative coins and engraved bricks to help raise money for the project. For information on how to donate, log on to our website, cbslocal2.com.
Well, Carlene, for us right now, it's relative calm after the storm.
Yes, as we go into today, we'll have lighter winds as well as mostly clear skies, still having some clouds that will hug over the mountain areas. But that storm system has moved to the east, but still a few lingering clouds are in Southern California. As we go into today, mostly sunny skies at 9 a.m. 54 degrees by lunchtime, a cool 61 degrees, and then by 3 p.m. reaching our high of 65. So we're below the norm. We're supposed to be at 73 for this time of the year, but that's not going to happen because we still have that residual moisture sticking around as the storm system does move out. And then as we go into tomorrow, a little bit more on the clearer side, even over the mountains, we'll start to actually have those clouds really dissipate with high pressure building in over the next couple days and warming us up. So more details are coming up in your complete 7-day planning forecast, and I'll get you on into the weekend.
Well, two Valley families are suing the Desert Sands Unified School District. They claim that school leaders did not do enough to protect their children.
Well, now this comes after police arrested a 4th grade teacher at Gerald Ford Elementary School over the summer. That teacher, Robert Keith Bryan, is accused of molesting at least one of his students.
CBS Local 2's Laura Yanez spoke with the attorney for the two families, who says the district needs to make major changes.
One of the things that you hope for in a civilized society is that when you drop your kids off at school, that somebody's going to be looking out for them.
High-profile criminal defense attorney Mark Garrigus says that hope was tarnished for some families in Indian Wells. The famed attorney, known for clients like Michael Jackson and singer Chris Brown, now representing two students at Gerald Ford Elementary School who claim their 4th grade teacher Robert Keith Bryan molested them last school year. Allegations that sparked an assault investigation and led to his arrest last August.
The family sought us out because they thought that what was happening in this school district was outrageous. And frankly, once they told me the story, I shared their concerns and being completely appalled.
They filed a lawsuit against Bryan, the Desert Sands Unified School District, and former Gerald Ford principal Teresa Cacharubas for failing to protect their students. Garrigus appalled that dating back 20 years, the district told the math field day instructor on 3 occasions to stop inappropriately touching his girl students. The district only suspended him for 10 days without pay in October of '94 and shifted him from one school to the next. Consequences, the attorney says, weren't enough.
I've never seen a situation like this where somebody is shuffled around from school to school and engages in this kind of predatory behavior.
Garrigus says Principal Cacharubas, who retired at the end of last school year, also needs to take responsibility.
The principal obviously knew of all of these allegations, and it got into great detail in the lawsuit as to when she knew and how she knew, and they hold her accountable as much as the predator for putting these kids into this situation.
Assistant Superintendent Sherry Johnson tells us while the issue is under police investigation, the district cannot comment on the lawsuit. While Garrigus and his legal team say they're prepared to shine light on the truth and bring some relief.
Exactly what the parents wanted. They wanted to make sure this never happens to anybody again, and that the school district understands that they just can't shuffle their problem around until somebody else discovers it.
Laura Yanez, CBS Local 2 News.
Very interesting stuff there.
Yeah.
Well, an all-out brawl at a homeowners association meeting in Rancho Mirage is getting national attention.
CBS Local 2's Sam Cortese joins us live in studio this morning to tell us more about this fight, which, Sam, reportedly included a security guard pulling out a gun.
Yeah, screaming, punching, even throwing objects, all at a homeowners association meeting at one of the wealthiest parts of the Coachella Valley on Sunday afternoon. Around 4 o'clock, the sheriff's department was called to a brawl in the clubhouse of the Springs Country Club. They say the results of the Homeowners Association election started this fight. Punching, tackling. 2 people were sent to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
These are high-class people. These are wealthy people. These aren't the kind of people that get in fist fights with each other.
I think you have people that
are getting up in years. On one side, you've got people on the board who begin to think that, possibly that they own the place.
Nobody's in jail. The sheriff's department is still investigating to see who started the fight. One person was taken to the hospital with minor bumps and bruises. Another had a seizure. We're told one person involved in the brawl was 72 years old.
Well, I'm sure that this is really putting a lot of egg on the face of the people there, and they don't like the attention that they're getting. But the behavior is...
People get passionate about where they live.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was saying earlier, it might be better than a boring HOA meeting, but we don't want to see anybody get hurt.
You don't want to see anybody get hurt, but it sure is pretty compelling to hear stories like this, isn't it?
If only somebody send us the video.
Hey, people can still get worked up, and we'd like to see the video, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, please send it. We'll put it on air. Thanks, Sam.
Thanks.
Good to see you.
Well, police in One Valley City are looking for input from citizens in the fight against crime.
Also ahead this morning, a look at a fugitive wanted in a Valley crime case as the wheel of justice spins once again.
Well, we dealt with our own storm system moving through here. Cool temperatures now in its wake. Now it's the rest of the nation's turn, huh?
Oh yeah, especially as we get into the forecast for today. Clearer skies. We still have some clouds lingering over the mountain areas. Big Bear getting some clouds right now, and we'll have mostly clear skies in our desert. But that's right, we get the clearing on the backside of that area of low pressure that is moving towards the east. So as it does move into Texas, also talking about Denver, just getting it throughout most of the Midwest, this powerful storm system, it's their problem now. So as it goes into the next couple of days, continuing to push through to the east as it does sweep through. Now on the backside of that area of low pressure, we have high pressure as a dominant force over the west for today. So that will clear out most of the cloud cover as we go into this afternoon and also increase our temperatures from yesterday. So a few degrees more, but we'll still be below where we're supposed to be for this time of the year, which is 73 degrees. So that chilly air is filtering into the desert as we go into today. We'll have a few clouds lingering over the mountains, but for the most part, we're also going to have some calmer winds as well. So the storm system is out of the works and the warming trend will strike in the desert. Now, as we go into the next couple of days, we're talking about those winds still being fairly breezy for today, mostly about 5 to 15 miles per hour. Going into Friday morning, though, we'll have the winds picking up mainly in the high desert areas and talking about 17 miles per hour in Morongo Valley, Desert Hot Springs, and the teens as well. Then that will keep going all the way into the afternoon hours for your Friday. So winds will pick up once again. We do have a cold front that's going to move through. It's only going to stabilize our temperatures, knock them down just a few degrees. But the thing is, we'll have some breezy winds once again, not as bad as they were the past couple days. For today, a nice little warming trend, 65 degrees in Palm Springs at 2 p.m., 62 in Desert Hot Springs. You want to be chilly? Go to the Tran. 24 degrees will be the high for today. 68 degrees in Indio at 2 p.m. Going into your 7-day planning forecast, your weekend is always in view. We're going to hit a warming trend over the next couple days. So 69 degrees to end out the work week for your Friday. The weekend will bring in the 70s, that cold front moving through on Sunday. So we will have the high knocked down to 70 degrees, breezy winds, and then a few clouds lingering. So that will start to move in as we go into next week. Then high pressure typically building in behind at 77 as we hit Wednesday. Most of your overnight lows will be in the 40s though, so a little chilly out there for the desert dwellers, but for you snowbirds in the afternoon hours, you'll probably be by the pool.
That's right. Getting a little more wear out of our winter clothes.
It's nice. We'll take it. All right, we want to help you celebrate your birthday. Remember to send pictures with your name, your age, if you're brave. If you want to share that, include the city where you live. You could also do it for a loved one. Send it to birthday@cbslocal2.com, and we'll help you celebrate.
And don't forget, on Friday, as in tomorrow, we'll be drawing a winner from this week's birthdays for a yummy, yummy, yummy cake from the Mirage Inn. But you got to be watching to win.
All right, Sony unveils its latest and greatest gaming system.
Yeah, oh boy, coming up. When can you get your hands on the new PlayStation 4?
worries about monetary tightening by China sent stocks down. Tokyo's Nikkei lost more than 1%. Hong Kong's Hang Seng fell nearly 2%. A bad day on Wall Street yesterday. The Federal Reserve said it might scale back its bond buying program, and that sent stocks tumbling Wednesday. The Dow plummeted 108 points, its biggest loss of the year. The Nasdaq sank 49. Boeing may have a plan to get their grounded Dreamliner fleet back in the air. A company exec will meet with federal regulators tomorrow and present a plan to prevent the lithium-ion batteries in the 787 from failing. If the government agrees, that could get the Dreamliner flying by April. Sony is betting its video gaming future on the PlayStation 4. The company unveiled the new device yesterday, only they didn't actually show it or say how much it will cost. Sony says it will be the most personalized gaming experience on the market. The PS4 should be in stores by the holidays. That's your Money Watch. For more, stay with CBSMoneyWatch.com. In New York, I'm Ines Ferre.
It is time again for your desert deal of the day, and today you can get 3 lipo, laser, and 1 contour body wrap at the Synergy Wellness Clinic and Rejuvenation Spa in Palm Desert. Well, normally it's $597, but today you get it for $97.
Boy, that's pretty big savings. To get the deal, go to DesertRealDeals.com, buy the coupon, print it out, take it with you, and get slimified. Take a look at this. How about Eddie the sea otter? He lives at the Oregon Zoo, and he impresses visitors with his dunking skill. Slam dunk.
What a cutie patootie. Zookeepers say the slam dunking isn't just for fun, it's great for his joints. Eddie turns 16, and his basketball skills help ward off arthritis.
Wait, pretty old for a sea otter. 16.
He's adorable.
Look at him go. Maybe the Portland Trailblazers they could probably help him out. Top headlines are just minutes away, but first a look at what is coming up on CBS this morning.
Ahead on CBS this morning, law enforcement takes action 1 month after our investigation into the power wheelchair industry. We'll take you inside the raid at the scooter store, plus the secrets behind the allure of diamonds when we see you at 7.
It's time now for another look at your top headlines. Funeral services for San Bernardino County Sheriff's Detective Jeremiah McKay are planned for today. They begin at 11 this morning at the San Manuel Amphitheater in San Bernardino. Sheriff's officials say McKay was killed last week during a gunfight with fugitive Christopher Dorner in Big Bear.
Well, construction crews will shut down the westbound side of Interstate 10 overnight at the Date Palm exit. The closure begins at 8 o'clock tonight, with the lanes reopening around 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. Now, the Date Palm overpass will also be closed from 5 o'clock tonight until 7 tomorrow morning, and the Highway Patrol recommends that you avoid the area if you can. If you can't, you'll be delayed.
And Chico's Ladies Fashions is looking to hire multiple salespeople at a job fair in Cathedral City today. It all begins at 9 o'clock at the Cathedral City Chamber office. That's near City Hall. The hiring event goes until 1 o'clock this afternoon. Now, applicants bring along a resume and be ready for an on-the-spot interview.
Chico's.
Interview Carlene about the weather.
Okay.
Tell us about the weather.
Oh, well, let's take a look at what you can expect outside. All right, for today, we're talking about mostly clear skies. We have those lingering clouds over the mountains, so we'll have a whole lot of sunshine, but over the desert, pretty clear. 65 degrees will be the high for today. As we go into the next couple days, a warming trend is on the way and only a slight knockdown of temperatures as we go from Saturday into Sunday. So we will have breezy winds once again with another low moving in. And so Sunday, 70 degrees, but still, it's actually in the ballpark of where we need to be. We're getting a warming trend again as we go from Monday into Wednesday. Double 7s by Wednesday, overnight lows in the 40s.
Doesn't look like a threat for any rain.
No,
that won't be until March.
Pretty nice for us, but the rest of the country getting belted today.
Their problem now.
Yeah, you got that right. Yeah. All right, that's it for now. More news coming up after this.